Hi, welcome to Craft and Chat. It's Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I'm Amanda Farrer of Inspiring Inking. Thank you so much for joining me today, whether you are watching on YouTube or Facebook. If you're here watching live, can you do me a sound and light check, please? Let me know that you can see and hear me clearly. I hope you are having a good Tuesday. Oh, we have people here already. Hello, Glenda and Ali. Thank you very much for popping by today. How are we? How is your world? My world is chilled today. We have had a really chilled, it's been a really chilled day today. We've had a very, very busy weekend. Brian and I took Friday off and we went to Lincolnshire to spend a day with my mum, and then went from there over to Manchester to spend a day with Kimberly and Dom, and then came home. So I think we were actually in the car about 21 hours. Which is crazy. It's a long way from the south coast right up north. So yes, but it was well worth the traveling time, obviously, to see everybody and catch up. So so this week the plan is chilled. Got a busy day on Saturday, Christmas retreat on Saturday in person, which is wonderful. Lots of people coming to make some fancy Christmas cards and a stack of Christmas cards as well. So so there we go. So that's kind of me caught up, really. So do let me know in the comments, what did you get up to at the weekend? Michelle is here. Hello, and Scylla. Thank you, Ali. She says she can hear me loud and clear. Hi, Donna. Oz is in the house, and you can see and hear me clearly there. And I never get tired of that, Donna, because I'm going halfway around the world. That's just crazy. Hi, Anne. I was up near you ish on my world tour of the UK at the weekend. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so what news do we have? Mum's here. Hello. Pauline to everyone else. Ooh. My computer's just sending me weird messages about calibrating my printer. This computer up here isn't connected to a printer. The gremlins are coming again. Oh. Keep your fingers and toes crossed that those gremlins don't make any difference to my live stream. Actually, that's an interesting thing. I've changed some of my settings. I'm actually aware that I've obviously moved my lights again, so I'm kind of quite white and shiny, but maybe it makes me look like I'm in soft focus. That's good, isn't it? Anne is waiting for a hip operation, hopefully near Christmas. So she made her Christmas pudding early. Very wise. Having known several people having hip operations, please make sure to do all your exercises as quickly as you can after the op. Because get your mobility back fast. That's good. So Christmas pudding. Okay. So there's a question. Who makes their Christmas pudding? And for my international friends, do you actually know what Christmas pudding is? And do you have an equivalent? where you are in the world. And who makes a Christmas cake? And have you made it yet? I'm currently in the throes of thinking about Christmas cake. I haven't made Christmas pudding for years, because really there's only me and Brian that eats it. Kimberly eats it sometimes. And then we have a bite each, so it's just not worth making Christmas pudding. But Christmas cake, we eat Christmas cake for about 2 months after Christmas, because I love eating Christmas cake with cheese. So that's how I do that. Christmas cake made too, says Anne. Oh, Margaret's here as well. Hello. Donna, homemade pudding every year. Fabulous. Fabulous. Yeah, so I was talking to a customer the other day, and she had made all her mincemeat. She'd made her pastry and frozen it for mince pies, and made a Christmas cake and made Christmas pudding already. So the conversation I was having with her was at the beginning of September. So she's very, very organized. Oh, Liz! Her Christmas pudding is currently steaming. Made mincemeat and the Christmas cake at the weekend. That's fantastic. Awesome. I love this. Getting all prepared, because sometimes, when I mention Christmas, people roll their eyes. But it's November now, so I'm allowed to say Christmas. Yeah. I am currently working on the Christmas lists. I know we talk about this every year, but I'm always looking for, I'm going to use my air quotes, experiences, because I like to buy something to do more than a thing. And that does depend. It really does depend on on the person, and sometimes they need a thing. So yeah. So I'm always looking for them. So if anyone's got any stunning suggestions of things they're thinking about, or even things they wish somebody would buy for them, you never know. And can I just say, I told you that we went to see Mum at the weekend. She's done her Christmas shopping already. How's that for organised? Yeah, I'm not there yet. Absolutely not there yet. I have plans, but I don't have actions currently. And obviously, so I don't know, I'm sure you do know this if you've been hanging out with me for a while, but Kimberly's birthday is 6 weeks before Christmas, and 5 weeks before Christmas, and Connor's birthday is 5-6 weeks after Christmas. So their sort of presents and Christmas and stuff are always, there's the same amount, obviously, of birthday and Christmas presents as everyone else gets, but it kind of feels really concentrated because it's like in a 12-week period. And at some point during that time, my grandbaby's going to be born. So then there'll be even more people with presents around that time of year. So, so I'm going to have to get even more organised. So let's have a look. Margaret's saying she always used to make Christmas puddings, but not anymore. Christmas cake yet to make. Yes. So I know that traditionally Christmas cake's fed with brandy, isn't it? we never have brandy in the house, so ours gets fed with really nice whiskey. So it's not a traditional cake at all. Donna. So Donna says if she makes her pudding too early, it gets eaten. She's been known to make 4 before Christmas. Your family obviously love your pudding, Donna. It's hard to hide a pudding when it's hanging in plain sight. Yeah, you see, it's tricky, isn't it? One of my friends used to put her Christmas puddings under the bed in the spare room. And she would make them like now for next year. I don't know. Very organized. Very organized. Okay, so today I have got 2 cards, one Christmas, one not, using a fun little mechanism. It's called an action wobble. I've got the name of it for you because you'll see it and it'll be like, oh, I need those. But I've also got some of my new stamps and things. So we've been talking about the new packaging. So I'm going to be using this one, which is the lasting linen, which everybody needs the stamp. This is, let's do this, my new favorite combo. So I'm a sucker for a punch bundle anyway, but when you've got 3 banner punches that work with so many sentiments that you will already have, it's just amazing. And then the sayings are really nice, and there's a really nice happy birthday there as well. So I'm going to be using that for the second card, but we're going to start with Christmas because I can. So let me get this camera switched about. Ooh, let's move that. Oh no, wrong camera. Let's try that. Yay! Okay, so falling snow and festive friends is what we're going to be using. And obviously when we get to it in a few minutes, the linen, lasting linen, this is a background stamp as well. So I just want to talk a little bit about background stamps. So this is the background stamp. In order to mount a background stamp, you need an F block, which is the biggest block that Stampin' Up do. It's really heavy. And if you've got little hands like mine, it's not easy to hold, let alone kind of even holding it with 2 hands, let alone getting a good image. So I just want to show you my top tip of stamping it. So I get a bit of grid paper out. And the ink colours and the cardstock that I'm using. So the cardstock and ink colours is Coastal Cabana and Pretty Peacock. I'm going to use Coastal Cabana for the background and Pretty Peacock for the detail. So let's have a chat about this actually. So we made this card at card class last week, the week before, and there was quite a lot of discussion about which way up the snow needed to be. So I don't know how well you can see on the camera, but there's snowflakes and dots that are more concentrated here, and they get more spaced out here all the way through to barely any here at the bottom. Now, my brain tells me that where the heavy snow is, that's the top. And the and the reason for that is my scientific knowledge of standing in the snow. Now, bear in mind, it doesn't snow here very often. But if you are standing and it's standing outside and it's snowing and you look up, there are always way more snowflakes above you than there are around you. I don't know. What do you think? Is that just a weird thing? Maybe. It's an Amanda thing, probably. Okay, so the first thing with the background stamp is always take your ink pad to the stamp. Firstly, you can see where you're going, and you just get better coverage. And then this is always the way that I work with background stamps. So I'm positioning my cardstock on the top. I lift up my grid paper and I rub over the top. And there you go. So that gives you the best image because you can position it so it's at the top of the stamp, and it just works really well to give you the background that you want. Okay, so I am going to add a couple of trees to my background. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And I've probably stamped that in the wrong place. Hang on. Yeah, I have, look. It'd be okay if I was going to use that one. But I don't want to use that one. I want to use the banner that goes all the way across. I'm actually using the middle banner, and I've just got a little bag on my desk. Each time when I punch out more than one banner, I just put it in the little bag so that when I'm going to make a quick card and I need a sentiment banner, I've already got one. So that one is to go on there. So let's just do that. So I'll come back to that in a minute. I need to stamp my snowman and colour him in. Now, hang on. I'm just going to clean my stamps because if I don't do it, I'm going to end up sticking my finger in it. Because that is pretty much what happens always. Let me just sort that out. Okay, so I'm using blends to colour in the snowman, and normally when I'm colouring in using blends, I have used Memento Black in order to give me a really nice crisp edge. But you absolutely can use your blends with the Stampin' Up ink because the Stampin' Up ink is water-based. So these are alcohol and this is water-based, so they work together. You just can't use the blends with stays on. Margaret's ordered that punch. Well done, Margaret. It's really cool. Hi, Sue. Thanks for joining us today. You've just arrived in time for the crafting, which is always the right time. So I am going to colour in my snowman. Wrong end. Let's just use that. Use the bullet tip. It's always best when you're colouring in to use the bullet tip. The brush tip is awesome, but the problem with it is it can soften and sort of flare out. So it's better particularly if you're blending, to use the bullet tip. Get more control as well. Okay, look at my little snowman. Isn't he cute? Okay, so yes, there are dies for the snowman. No, I haven't brought my cut and emboss machine upstairs because I'm only doing one snowman, and in the time it takes for me to cut it out, it would take me that long to set up my cut and emboss machine. And I appreciate it's because I cut out quickly. But for me, I like cutting out. So let's just run that round. Oop. There we go. Okay, so there's my little snowman. Okay, so we are at assembly point. So let's just get the glue. So we've got, look, that's exciting. Okay, so I have to let you know about these wobbles that I'm going to touch about. So two of my team, Rosie and Michelle, have, I was going to say recently, but actually it's not that recently, months ago, given me cards and gifts of these wobbles. And I've been meaning to use them for ages, and just haven't used them in class. So those of you that are doing craft together with me in a couple of weeks, November craft together, you're going to be getting one of these in your kit, because we're going to be making a wobbly snowflake, which is very cool. So we are just going to pop that down. I'm going to just decide where my snowman's going. Put my sentiment down. But I will put on a banner at the bottom of the screen in a minute. I'll tell you what to go searching for. So I buy them from Amazon. And I appreciate not everybody wants to shop there. But that's the place that I've been able to get them most consistently. So let me just move this out of the way. Okay, so this is the wobble. Now it's actually a piece of two pieces of plastic and it's a spring. Now, in the olden days, and you know, I've been paper crafting a mighty long time. In the olden days, we would have taken a circle of cardstock and cut it into a spiral and then stuck it onto the card to make this effect. But now they've made it for us. So let me just put it on there. So these are the ones that I buy. They're about £6 or £7 for 60. They are well worth it. Just wait until you see how they work. So you've got sticky on both sides. So you want to take the backing off. Okay. And then put that down onto your card. I'm just checking where my snowman's going to go. I'm just going to move it up a little bit. So you put it down onto your card. And then you lift off the backing off the sort of open section. And you pop, so you can see like that. And then you pop your snowman down over the top. And then, look at that. and it wobbles. Sorry. Got my ridiculous giggle going on. I just love it. It is so cool. And because it's quite flat, it's not going to increase your postage hugely. But that's cool, isn't it? Okay, let me just go back to the comments. Oh, good morning. Stella's here. Texas is in the house. Hooray. Okay, so that's your Christmas version. So let me just get rid of that banner for now. That's your Christmas version. I thought I would make a non-Christmassy version. So here I have got, what have I got? I've got Misty Moonlight, Pretty in Pink, and Basic White. Just going to get some grid paper because I'm going to stamp this. And I've been going backwards and forwards about this. And I'm going to try this. I'm going to put Misty Moonlight over the top of this Pretty in Pink. And I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to like it. So good job there's two sides to the cardstock. Hey. So exactly the same as I did with the previous background stamp. Ink up your background stamp. Put your cardstock down. Lift up your grid paper, and then you don't get inky fingers. And just rub over the top. And then just lift it off. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. Actually, I like that. I haven't actually covered it all, which is because I just didn't press hard enough, but I'm happy with that. Okay, so I think we'll have it that way up. Okay. Oh, I need some more grid paper. So let's see. So that is going on there. Lost my thing. Jill's saying she's definitely going to get herself some wobbles. And Donna's saying it's always cute with a wobble. Exactly. I love cards. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. You know, I shouldn't craft and talk. Because I just get distracted and then I stick the wrong bit down. But it's okay. We're all right. Okay. No, that way. Look. Look. I'm liking that. Okay. So this is actually the set of stamps that go with the punch. And I have to say, it did make me giggle. Because look at the packaging. Look at the size of the packaging for the teeny tiny little bit of stamps in the bottom. But I get it, because basically Stampin' Up want the packaging to all be the same so we can store it and everything else. But it did make me laugh because it was tiny. Anyway, right. So what do we need to do? So I have got this little banner from earlier. And I know that the happy birthday fits on it. So I don't even have to punch something else. Ooh, apart from the fact that that is dreadful. Look at that. Look at that rubbish. Inking. It's because I have re-inked this ink pad. And if you've ever been here when I've re-inked an ink pad before, I often over-ink it. Look. You would think after all these years I would learn how to ink an ink pad properly. Basically what happens is I just get a bit carried away and think, oh, I'll just put a little bit more on. And a little bit more is too much. So look how much better that is from the previous, from that one, look. Compared the clarity of the stamped image. So let's just do that. There we go. Okay, so I've got that. We are going to use, oh, where's my mat gone? Da, 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 da. Here we go. So let's stamp that one down. And then I need to stamp another one because I need 3 butterflies. So I'm just going to colour these in. So exactly the same as before. I am using blends on the stamped image that is with Stampin' Up ink. So let's just do that one as well. So I'm just colouring in random bits of the butterfly in Pretty in Pink, and then I'll add some Balmy Blue. And it's all going to go quiet now because I'm concentrating and colouring in. Fussy cutting and colouring in, I could sit here for hours. It's just really relaxing. So I don't know whether I said the name of this stamp set actually. Let me just grab it. It is Beautiful Butterflies. And again, it does have dies, but I'm not actually going to use them today. But it's also one of the really fancy embossing folders as well. So it's really beautiful. It's been around for a little while, but it is a really lovely set. Talking about being around for a while, whilst I remember, Stampin' Up are obviously, as you know, moving from the DVD case packaging to this new flat packaging. Now, as stamp sets in this packaging sell out, so for instance, if this packaging for this Beautiful Butterfly stamp set sells out and the stamp set is carrying on in the catalogue or carrying on in the online exclusives, it will come in the new packaging, but it will have a new number. I've got a big sigh because as a demonstrator, that doesn't make my life very easy, because I can potentially have two stamp sets that are the same but with different numbers. However, Stampin' Up are trying to make it easier for us. And what they're going to do is when the stamp set has the new packaging, it will note it with the N that says it's new. And if this packaging sold out and it now comes in this one with the different number, even if you put the old number in, the right stamp set will turn up. So if you're searching on the website for either a name or a number, whether it's in old packaging or new packaging, it should exist. So that is a good thing, because it could get really confusing otherwise. Once we get to a point where everything is in the new packaging, we'll all be good. And then it'll be fine. But it's transition. So, things in transition are not always as straightforward as you would hope. Okay. Now, I know this card is going to need some bling. I didn't bring any bling. So you will have to check out the finished card on my blog. Because the finished card will definitely have bling on it. You can never add too much bling. Just trim that down. Oh. Now, obviously, both this card and this one, when I finished, they would all work without the wobbles. The layouts will work, and you can 3D the images, and it'll look lovely. But it'll look stunning with the wobbly bits. Okay, so I've now got 3 butterflies and a sentiment, and that one for the inside. There we go. Like so. So I'm going to pop that down there. And then oh no, there we go. That's better. So your wobbles come in a little bag like this. What I'm actually going to do this time is I'm going to put the wobbles on the butterflies so that I can get them exactly where I want them to be. And these just fit. I did I did check. It was like, oh, they're gonna fit, but they do just. You could always put them sideways on, to be honest. That would work. Okay. So I'm going to put that one there. Oh dear. I love this. Ugh. On there. So what's better than one wobble? 3 wobbles. All right, so let me just put that information, because I know that there are lots of people that join later on. So I buy these self-adhesive springs from Amazon, and they're just like little plastic springs, and they come in a pack of 60 is the ones I get. But look, they just it's such a good, I don't know whether the camera's actually picking it up. Every time I move it, can you see they're shimmering, they're sort of, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that the camera's actually picking it up, but it's got this like a very gentle shimmer, and I guess it's easier to see it on this one because it's bigger, but it's like that, but very delicate. So there we go. So let's see. So there is 2 wobble cards for you today. Again, this is the new linen stamp set, which you are going to see so much. You know, I love a background stamp, and often I use embossing folders as a texture, but this, although it's a stamped image, it looks so textural. Oh, Jill's saying maybe add some Wink of Stella. Yeah, that would work. I'm also going to add some gems sort of dotted around, probably 5 gems as well. It just needs a bit more sparkle, so that'll work. And loving the wobbles as well. And look at the snowman. So cool. Okay, so I am going to love you and leave you for this week. I will be back here next week at 2 o'clock, as always. I know I'm going to be seeing some of you tonight because it is Craft with Amanda. There are going to be some changes to some of my classes and events in the next few months. And Craft with Amanda is getting a little bit of a makeover. So watch out for information about that. Craft Together is continuing on as it has been doing for a while. So that is awesome. But there are some more in-person classes coming and some more online classes coming, including open craft sessions where you can come and scrapbook or craft and work on anything really. But we're going to be doing that on Zoom so we can hang out together. So keep your eye on your emails. If you are not on my email list yet, pop over to my blog, which is www.inspiringinking.com. Firstly, you'll be able to shop for all of the things apart from the wobbles. I'm afraid you have to go to Amazon for those. But all of the stamps and the ink and the cardstock and everything, the punches and everything else is available. So you can shop from there, but you can also sign up to my mailing list. And then you will get all the information about my upcoming classes and events and tutorials and so on. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and hang out with me and your crafty friends. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you back here next week. Take care till then. Goodbye.